The third and final day of the Hunter Dusi Canoe Marathon. Plenty of tough paddling and some difficult portaging stages. Graham Pope Ellis and Tim Cornish a 5-minute lead over Bruce Wenker and Les Kay, and they're looking to yet another victory in this classic canoe race. Looking ahead to the final day, Robbie Stewart, some of the major obstacles and problems?
Despite the reasonably high level of the water at the moment, since the floods, the river is very wide, so there are a lot of shallow spots. So although it looks very full, the chaps have to be very careful of the sandbanks today. Then, of course, there's the portage on the Nanda Dam site, some quite big rapids, Zamzanyati, side chute. You know, there are quite a few places that they can make mistakes. And then, of course, the Burma Road portage, which is, although not the worst portage of the race, is the classic portage of the race. And it's so steep there that it's impossible for them to run up. And then they've got a tremendous run down the other side where Graham actually injured his ankle in training about 6 weeks ago.
Seven o'clock this morning, and the temperature's rising to the 30s. Graham Pope Ellis and Tim Cornish take off on their grueling final stretch with that 5-minute cushion over Bruce Wenker and Les Kay nicely intact. After the leaders left, the first of the massed batches left. These are the majority of the paddlers who, yesterday, due to our deadlines, we were unable to give due attention to. So let's see how they performed yesterday. That's okay. Shortly after the third day start, the paddlers reached the new Inanda Dam construction site, something which is bound to change the Dusi of the future.
Yes, you know, the Dusi is changing completely with things like the dam, not necessarily for the worse. They're actually quite shortly going to start closing up that gap in the dam.
After having portaged the dam section, the leaders, Pope Ellis and Cornish, negotiate the Umzimyati rapid.
At this stage, Bruce and Les had taken 30 seconds out of Graham and Tim, and are now 4 minutes 30 behind them, going very strongly. Of course, they had nothing to lose and had to push it the whole way if they were going to have any chance of catching them and winning the race. Les has shortly come out of the army, and I must say both he and Bruce have given a total commitment this last year to winning the Dusi. I don't think they've thought of anything else since last Dusi, but how they can win this year's Dusi.
And the next major obstacle, the Burma Road, the notorious Burma Road. How would you negotiate that, Robbie?
Well, unfortunately, most people negotiated on foot. It's quite a decision on the river as it is today. To paddle round would probably take you the same time as it does to carry over. But for Graham and Tim, they can't afford to take the chance of paddling round, and also they're so fit for running that, as surprising as it might seem, it gives them a rest. By the time they get to the other side of Burma Road and have paddled for 10 minutes, they're back in their paddling form, despite the amount of energy that it takes out of you to get up Burma Road. This year, Burma is very overgrown. It's with all the rains, the vegetation has got really thick, and not only have you got the problem of climbing this really steep gradient, but you've also got the problem of your boat getting caught in the trees all the time. It really is a difficult, really difficult hill to climb.
Well, Bruce and Les are also choosing to portage this, but eating away at that lead that Tim and Graham have.
Bruce is limping there. He's been having trouble with shin splints, and after 2 days of the Dusi, it's really giving him a hard time. I should imagine his legs are pretty sore.
You gain about half a minute, Bruce.
Hang in there, shoes.
You want the other one? What's the split there, Steve? Let's go, Les.
4.5 left.
Meanwhile, nearing the summit, Pope Ellis and Cornish, and looking really fairly fatigued. Bruce and Les reaching the summit, and the importance of taking on water and seconds being very well illustrated.
Yes, you know, going up Burma, you don't want to drink before you start that run up Burma. It's far too strenuous. You're going to end up throwing up anything that you take at the bottom.
Graham and Tim crossing the tar road very briefly before taking to the water at the bottom of Burma.
Just look how fast Bruce and Les are going. They really are going for it now. They managed to take nearly 2 minutes out of Graham and Tim over Burma, which is amazing considering just how well Graham and Tim do run. Some of the paddlers elected to paddle round, and let's have a look at some of the leading doubles who went round Burma Road.
Mark Jamison and Mark Hero, in fact, were the first to go through the rapids there.
The adrenaline is really pumping there. But the exhilaration of pulling through a wave like that is fantastic.
Rory Pennefather's injured foot forced he and John Edmonds also to go round.
The paddle round Burma Road has some of the nicest white water in South Africa. It's a great pity that most people miss it out on the Dusi. Robin, sounds very experienced.
It's a good life right across the screen here. And each generation saves it from fall. But we keep no check on our appetite. So the green fields turn to brown like paper and fire. Paper and fire, clean up the ashtray. Paper and fire, blow down the alleyways. Who's to say the way a man should spend his day? You let it slow down like paper and fire. Paper and fire, clean up the ashtray. Paper and fire.
Pictures there of the strugglers going through Mzanyati, but up front, a 14th consecutive victory for Graham Popelis and his partner, Tim Cornish.
Tim, unfortunately, was suspended from canoeing for 3 years. There's Bruce and Les. Tremendous effort. Came to within a minute and a half of Graham and Tim before the finish.
Really fine performance, Graham Popelis and Tim Cornish.
I think this is Tim's third win with Graham. It might be his second, but I think it's actually his third win with Graham.
The various problems they had before, during the race being put aside. Bruce Wenker and Les Kay coming in second place. Bruce has been there before, but for Les, it's a new thing.
All the ones before. Yes, it has been, particularly because of the amount of encouragement that I had, particularly after hurting my ankle. I had calls from all over the public, phoning and wishing me luck and hoping things would go all right.
The ankle injury, in the end, wasn't a hindrance as you may have thought it would have been?
It was. The second day in particular was the worst day as far as pain went. Today was a little bit sore going down, but not as sore as I expected it would be.
Looking back at today's stage, you started 5 minutes ahead, but it seemed that Burma Road was the turning point and the Bruce and Les are really pulling in on you.
Well, I think at my age it's a bit much to ask Timothy to carry me for 3 days.
But you were aware of them all the way there?
We did get splits. We would have liked to have got more splits, but we followed off relatively slowly. But nevertheless, it went off well.
Tim, coming back to South Africa, teaming up and winning the Dusi straight away, it must have been great.
Yes, very nice to be winning again. It was a bit of a shock coming from the English climate to racing in conditions like this, but fortunately I think I arrived with time to get acclimatised.
And paddling with the great Dusi King must have been a great bonus for you.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to paddle with Graham. We get on very well together, on and off the water, so it's very nice to race with him.
No problems such as maybe yesterday's today?
No, my arm was a little bit sore, but I don't think it slowed us down at all.
There we have it, Pope Ellis and Cornish only just ahead of Wenke and Kay. Mark Conway and Ken Reynolds coming back in third place. The first mixed doubles pair through Kevin Moran and Di Juno.